and all is to ensure that we meet the Toastmasters experience. And at that, I'm going to be calling my team of role players that I'm going to be working with to introduce themselves, introduce their roles, and also encourage us on some of the things that we ought to do and some of the things that we ought not to do. And at that, I'm going to be calling my team of role players that I'm going to be working with to introduce themselves, introduce their roles, and it's a beautiful experience. So I'm going to begin by calling the tag team our timer. The timer, when I call you, you come off stage and then you introduce yourself and introduce your role. So our timer for today's meeting is no other person than a computer science student at the University of Lagos. He is currently building his skills in copywriting with a strong focus on persuasive communication, how words influence how people think and act. He enjoys breaking down ideas in a way that makes them easy to understand and believe. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, with a virtual and physical round of applause, please join me as we welcome Toastmaster Emmanuel Oluborede. Wow.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
For today's meeting, I will be playing the role of the timer. The role of the timer is pretty simple. For those who don't know, the role of the timer is to ensure every speaker keeps to time and remain time conscious while speaking. We've all heard that time is money. However, time is infinitely more valuable than money. As to that, as a timer, I will time the table topic speakers, the formal speeches, and the evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the time remaining using the green, yellow, and the red cards, which denote specific time remaining. Table topic speakers has no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I'll raise the red card. For those giving speeches, icebreaker speeches should be no more than 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I'll raise the green card. At 5 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the red card. Speeches, most other speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I'll raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I'll raise the red card. The individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll raise the green card. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I'll raise the yellow card. At 3 minutes, I'll raise the red card. Thank you very much. Now I hand over to the general evaluator.
Yes, please, can we keep celebrating him as he goes back? Our next role player for today's meeting is going to be playing the role of the accountant. And our accountant for today's meeting is a realtor who gives you the best valuable information on property appreciation values. Her philosophy is, before you decide on acquiring property anywhere in the world, get the valuable information first before the location, or hire someone with experience like her, because she will do what she needs to do to help you accomplish your real estate investment goal. And she's no other person than Toastmaster Benita Oshile. Fellow Toastmasters, with a round of applause.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
As introduced by Toastmaster Modi, my name is Benita Oshino. My role today is very simple, accountant. So my duty is going to be, I'm going to listen attentively to all speakers today. So I'm going to take note of pause fillers such as long pauses, unnecessary long pauses, and repetitive of words. So all the role players pay attention while you are speaking. At the end of today's meeting, I'm going to give a feedback, a report, and that report will help each and every one of us to become effective and competent speakers. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we have heard from the timer. We have also heard from the accountant. I'd like to encourage us, please keep to time and avoid using pause filler words or sounds in the course of your presentation. And our final role player for today's meeting is going to be explaining his role from the virtual platform. And he is no other person than a copyright and financial literacy educator. He helps businesses attract and convert customers through strategic copywriting. His current pathway is engaging humor. He likes to read, write, tell stories, and enjoys studying wealth creation. His favorite quote is, "Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune." And that quote was by Jim John. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, join me with a virtual round of applause and a physical round of applause as we welcome Toastmaster Austin Use for his grammarian explanation.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, amazing guests in the house. Though I am joining you virtually, I am also with you right now in spirit, in soul, and in body as your grammarian. So as the grammarian, I'm here to ensure that your grammar and vocabulary improve. It's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. And today, the word of the day is visualize. So visualize is a verb meaning to form a mental image of something or to create a graphical representation of data or abstract concepts. It is widely used for imagination, memory recall, goal setting, and data analysis. Example, visualize your future self, then take a step backward and walk toward it. During the meeting, I'll be listening for both grammatical mistakes and excellent use of language, as well as the use of the word of the day. So I encourage you to use the word of the day as much as you can. At the end of the day, I'll come and give my report again. Thank you for listening. And over to you again, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Austin, for the clear explanation of the word of the day. Now you have heard from the timer. You have also heard from the accountant. You have also heard now from the grammarian. I will encourage us to please try and stretch ourselves to see that we keep to time. Stretch ourselves also to see that we avoid the use of pause filler words or sound, and stretch ourselves to see that we infuse the word of the day, visualize, in the course of our speaking engagement. We're going to be delivering this evaluation structure in 3 different forms. When we are called up, we'll give the prepared speech evaluation, and then we'll proceed to the role players report, and then the general evaluation. I believe that we have a clear understanding of our roles, and at that, I'm going to be handing over control to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Francis.
Thank you very much. Thank you most graciously, the general evaluator and your tag team. Thank you again. So in terms of the next chapter, permit me to pose this question to you. So in terms of moving to the next chapter, when relationship hits the rock, so who does that quicker? Is it the male or the female? By show of hands. So who quickly moves on? Some say the male. Ethos Master, you raised your hand. Do you want the male? Are you sure? Ethos Master Emmanuel, is that right? All right. What do you think? Is the female equal? A contrary opinion? Is it female? My DTM, sir? Yes, sir. My DTM is not in relationship. Please proceed, sir. Anyway. So the male or the female? Well, it varies, I would say. Okay. Depends on how decide on case-by-case basis, really. One cannot, in my own opinion, I don't think one can give a blanket opinion to who is on first. Except, of course, we have an empirical data that has been carried out. But I'll speak from my opinion on case-by-case. Thank you most kindly for standing on the fence, my dear. Well, now please let's put our hands together for ourselves. So, like I should have mentioned, every Toastmasters meeting is categorized into three. You have the prepared speeches segment, you have the evaluation segment. You met the general evaluator and his team, and later we'll have the opportunity to network. And I can see the Madam Vice President, education did not insert the break, but I'll use my veto power and give us some 3 minutes break, comfort break. So now to the speeches. The Toastmasters without speeches, Toastmasters meeting without speeches is not worth attending. So just visualize. Don't even visualize the Toastmasters meeting without speeches. The grammarian, are you taking notes? So our first speaker for today, this set of speakers, they've done their homework. So we have different parts in Toastmasters, and they've taken their time to prepare according to the parts they have visualized for themselves. So, and they will be speaking according to their different parts. Please, can we rise and applaud our icebreaker speakers? Please, can we rise, please? Thank you, thank you. May we sit? And please take it easy on the chairs as you sit. So our first speaker for today is Toastmaster Oluwatoyosi Oke. She will be speaking from the presentation mastery part, titled The Courage to Continue. As usual, she has 4 to 6 minutes. She will be evaluated by Toastmaster Mary Aladimeni. Toastmaster Mary, can we hear the speech objectives? Over to you.
Thank you most kindly. So Toastmaster Oluwatoyosi Oke will be speaking for the presentation mastery. This is our first speech in Toastmaster. As we all know, our first speech is usually the icebreaker, and she's supposed to tell us about herself. Basically, that's what it's about. I should be doing that within 4 to 6 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you most graciously. So no, this Toastmaster does not need further introduction. That is the essence of the speech. I will do away with the introduction I have here and have Toastmaster Oluwatoyosi do the introduction herself. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, Toastmaster Oluwatoyosi Oke, the courage to continue. Toastmaster Oluwatoyosi Oke.
Thank you. Have you ever been so terrified by your lecturer that you had to split down the staircase? Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
This is who I am. My name is Oluwatoyosi Oke, and I'm the fourth child of my family. That's a family of 6. I studied French language at the University of Lagos, and I could tell you that that was the most courageous step I took as a teenager because I never did French in my secondary school. After I finished at the Nigerian French village, I proceeded to the University of Lagos. And you know, having stayed all my life in Osun State, having have to relocate to Lagos State, I had this culture shock. The conductor shouting, running after the bus, and a lot of slang coming up to me for the first time. And I was like, I would get used to all of this. And then everything was going on fine. My courses, my French classes, it was all going on fine until I was assigned a project supervisor. And I went to his office for the first time. And my experience with him that first day, I felt something was off. He came closer to me and tried to hug me. And I tried to push him. Sir, you're my dad. You're my father. He said, I know. I tried my best and I was able to leave his office that day. I felt it was an isolated event. After some days, I had to visit him again as my project supervisor, and I don't want to have a retake. I don't want to spend an extra year in the university. I had to go back to his office to submit my projects. And that day, it was in the evening, I had to go. And when I went to his office, as I opened the door, what I saw scared me. And I ran down the staircase. And I was palpitating very hard till I got to my hostel. And my roommate asked, Toyosi, what happened? I thought you wanted to see your supervisor. I couldn't say anything. Imagine seeing my lecturer on boxers and singlets. What do you want me to do? So after some weeks, I had to go again. And this time, he saw me and said, you are not going to graduate. I felt so dejected. Like, what on earth will I have done? What did I do? I did everything right. I don't expose my body. I dress very well. What is it that I've gotten to deserve this? As I was going on the faculty walkway, I saw the head of department. He called me, Mon ami, ça va? Which means, my friend, how are you? I said, I'm fine, sir. He said, are you done with your project? I said, not yet. I was like, okay, you have to do quickly with your project. But fortunately that day, as I got to my hostel, unfortunately rather, as I got to my hostel, I noticed I lost my flash. Everything, I lost it. I cried so hard. I called my parents. I prayed to God. I felt like I'm not doing anything again. Let me just retake. But I don't know where the courage to continue came up. And then I started all over again. I burned the midnight candle. And on the final day, I was able to submit my project. And I submitted my project to the assistant supervisor. And I had a B. I was so happy. And after that, I've been able to further my education, master's in the University of Ibadan, and then I've been able to take a lot of people in French language.
and this made me a sought-out online tutor. Also, I've been able to travel to French-speaking countries. I've been able to help organizations when it comes to French. I'm just bringing this home to everyone going through anything. Maybe you have a struggle. I want you to know that your story doesn't mean the end of your struggles. And also, looking back, all I see is not just the pain, it's the courage to continue. And sometimes victory is not giving up. The greatest victory for anyone is not giving up. So this is the end of my story.
Please, let's keep clapping. Very well done. Let me use the tone of my detail. Very well done. Toastmaster Oluwatoyosi. Okay. Quite remarkable story of resilience, courage, and determination to see it through to the end. I had visualized. Toastmaster John, you are in for it today. With the word of the day. To study French, but it didn't materialize. But to see somebody that when the full hug and tutors, teaches French for a living, please, she deserves another applause. Very well done. Toastmaster Olutoyosi, is your master's in French as well? Toastmaster Olutoyosi, your master's in French as well? Unbelievable. Well done. So we have a French Toastmasters Club. So I would recommend you join them because I attended their meeting. I said, is this a French club or an English Toastmasters Club? Because it was English all through. Very well done, Toastmaster Olutoyosi. We segue immediately to our second speaker. I think she's still in transit. We'll proceed to the next speaker on the agenda. So our next speaker is doing presentation mastery part. Wow, wonderful. All the speakers, presentation experts, they have visualized themselves as masters in the art of speaking presentation. So she's speaking, turn the page, don't repeat the story, writing your next chapter with courage and intention. That is her speech title. And to help us with the evaluation, Toastmaster Ogona Anyanwu, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon once again, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
Speaker who will be introduced by the Toastmaster of the day. It's going to deliver her speech from level 1, project 4A. So now, what's the purpose of this project? This project is about delivering and receiving evaluations. At Toastmasters, evaluation is something we take very seriously, and she's doing this project for the first time. So the purpose of today's speech is that she will come and give a speech on anything of her choice, any topic of her choice, and at the end she will get evaluations for her speech. Then she is supposed to go home, work on that evaluation, and give the same speech or another speech at a different point in time. So this is her first speech in that project for level 1, project 4. All the best to our speaker. It's back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Give me the introduction profiles. That's a good one. Thank you most kindly, Toastmaster Ogona. Now, please let's applaud him again. So for the second speaker today, as rightly mentioned by the evaluator, our speaker is a certified self-care coach accredited by the Chartered Institute of Mentoring and Coaching in Nigeria. She's a travel enthusiast and the founder of a sustainable natural hair care brand dedicated to helping people embrace healthy hair through intentional self-care. She enjoys pilates, boxing, photography, and exploring the great outdoors. She also finds inspiration in creativity. She's passionate about helping ambitious women build successful lives without sacrificing their well-being. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, sacrifice doing any other thing and applaud with your hands as we make welcome Toastmaster Equal Person.
The only person you are destined to become is the person you have decided to be. I love good, meaningful quotes. And this particular one is from Ralph Emerson. He was a poet, a philosopher, and one of the greatest thinkers in the American history. Have you ever noticed someone or people who change their environment? They move to a new city and even celebrate a new year with promising resolution, only for them to end up with the same problems. So different chapter, the same story. And the truth is, turning the page does not automatically, and the truth is, I beg your pardon, turning the page does not automatically change the story. You do. That is why today I would like to share why the next chapter of our life is written not by time, but by courage and intention. About 8 years ago, I dropped out of medical school. Now, let me give you a quick backstory. I grew up in a community, or would I say I attended a community primary school. So we had this particular culture. At the end of every term, the headmaster gathers us at the assembly ground. The headmasters, the students, and all the staff, including the aunties and the uncles. So when I say the aunties and the uncles, at least one student had 2 to 5 relatives present there. No one invited them. People just came. So what the headmaster did was, he would just stand in front and invite the first 3 positions in every class. So he said, first, this person, you come out. Second and third. So what that did was, every person that was invited on that stage, you had this kind of big expectation from the community because everybody knew who carried first, second, or third. So one of those days, I was really excited. So I ran home to tell my parents as usual. So my dad got it and be like, good girl, congratulations. But what do you really want to become in the future? And I said, Dad, I want to become an actress, like I was like. And my dad did this. No, not in my house. I'm like, okay, anything you say. I love my dad. So from that moment, the word spread to the community. Until this day, people still call me okay, even if I didn't end up becoming a doctor. But after that, I had spent most of my life trying to clear my name as a school dropout. Yes, so I thought every opportunity was a chance for me to clear that image, to prove myself, to feel fulfilled. But there was a problem. I carried the same old habits, the same wounds to the next chapter of my life. We do not repeat our lives. Sorry. We do not repeat life because life refuses to change. We repeat life because we repeat ourselves. I was constantly exhausted. I was afraid I was going to fail again. So I carried this lack of confidence to every new chapter of my life. But one day, I walked into a conversation that would change the trajectory of my life. I walked into my boss's office and he was having a conversation with someone. So I heard something. He said very strongly, turn the page by changing the author, not just the setting. That statement stayed with me and I learned 3 powerful practices or principles that gave me the courage to change my story intentionally. Principle 1, pause before you proceed. Do not rush into your next chapter. Reflect. Reflection is what helps us to not repeat old patterns. Ask yourself, what is one bad habit that I need to change? What lesson have I learned? And what am I still carrying that I no longer need to carry? Principle 2, choose courage over comfort. Every meaningful chapter of our lives requires courage. The courage to leave an unhealthy environment. The courage to say no, the courage to say no, the courage to forgive yourself, and the courage to start again. The third principle is very, very personal to me. Choose, live intentionally every day. Our lives do not change because of one big decision. It changes from all the thousands of small habits that we repeat every day. This is the most important thing, as I've said, to me. So you have to care for your health. You have to manage your finances, build meaningful relationships, and keep the promises to yourself because the next chapter is written one intentional day at a time. Today, as you prepare for your next chapter, I want you to leave with one question. Are you simply turning the page or you're finally changing the story? Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. My name is Ikoy Sen. I'm a self-care coach and I help people succeed beautifully without burning out. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think she deserves another applause. Toastmaster Ugona, was it pre-planned? This is the story about the theme of today's meeting, the next chapter. Tell me something I don't know. Very well done. She told us to pause before we proceed. Courage over. You do have to answer for them. So you're banned from saying anything going on. And we should do what? Her last point. Those online, please let me save you guys the stress of having to think. Those online, can anybody speak up, unmute and speak up? Her last principle. So now I see, I know some of you are doing online. I'm coming for you guys online. So anybody, you can input in the chat box. Who said so? So please, let's applaud to Pastor Amir. Thank you very much. She has told us to turn the page, to write our chapters the way we want them to be. Thank you again and again. To quickly segue to the next speaker. The next speaker will be doing an elective from the same presentation mastery. Toastmaster John Onumiya will help with the evaluation. Toastmaster John is a member of Seaside Toastmasters since 2012, before I was born. He's married with 2 children. He's the current president of Luminous. Is Luminous still in existence? Is the past and so on and so forth. He loves to dance, read. We all saw his video. Who saw the video of the Dare Award? Oh, no, so I just needed everybody. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please jam your hands together and make welcome the grandfather of Seaside Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster John. Welcome, sir.
The job of the grandfather is to take care of some things that have not been taken care of. So I had to place this properly. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and our guests.
Good afternoon.
Our next speaker, with a speech titled Speak Anyway, has the objective of delivering a speech focused on passing information along to the audience and running a well-organized question and answer segment, which means I'm looking forward to a compelling and captivating speech that will force us to visualize unattained horizons. And if our curiosity is piqued enough, perhaps we're going to ask her questions and watch her steer us to a safe landing. Are we ready for her to deliver her speech?
Yes.
I cannot wait to watch and experience this speech. Note timer, her speech time is different. 15 to 20 minutes. So you'll probably take note of when she's delivering the speech and the segment for questions and answers. If that has not been set, please clarify that before you come up. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
And that's how we do it, the grandfather way. Thank you again, Mentor John Onumia. So our next speaker, before we proceed, can the Sergeant at Arms help? So we've heard two splendiferous speeches, and I would like for us to spend 1 minute to give them some love notes. We call it love notes. What we think they have done better, how they have serenaded us, and how we think they can improve. So that can help them in their next presentation. Especially the speaker that will do the same speech at a different setting, the feedback speech, evaluation and feedback speech. So while that is ongoing, I'd like to read the brief bio. I know the main bio will be like 20 pages, but permit me, my speaker, to just read 3 paragraphs. She's fondly called the cleaning boss. She's the founder of the Premier Cleaning Company in Lekki, Lagos. When she's not leading her team, she enjoys fine dining, fashion, reading, and to travel. She's passionate about public speaking. That is why she joined Toastmasters International. And I enjoin every one of you. If you know you have this flair, this passion, visualize yourself speaking to over 2,000 persons at the world stage. Toastmasters, the World Championship of Public Speaking, will be held where this year? Who can remind me? Toastmasters Ogona, Vancouver in Canada. And if you like to visualize yourself, from visualization to actualization is just one step. And that step is by joining Toastmasters, as Toastmaster Chidalu has done. She also enjoys mentoring and humanitarian activities. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let's make welcome Toastmaster Chidalu Okebakwa.
Thank you very much. She was such an adorable, sweet, little 5-year-old girl. She was loved by many. Her smile was contagious, and every room brightened anytime she walked into any room. She was the perfect little gift to her parents. But at 8 years old, something dreadful happened. She was a victim of bullying and harassment in school. She cried and cried, but no one answered. And everyone just kept saying, hush, you complain too much. Whew. Time went by, and she began to shrink. She could not maintain eye contact. She allowed fear and self-doubt creep in every single day. She lost opportunities because she lost confidence. And who is this young little girl, you may ask? Pause. Good afternoon, fellow Seasiders.
Good afternoon.
It's quite low. Good afternoon, fellow Seasiders.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I like it. Good afternoon, thank you. I'm so delighted to be here back at the club, and it's such an amazing time to be here. Today, I will be walking you through, or I want you to walk with me down memory lane. Apologies that I'm late. I had an emergency in the house. I had to put out a fire. So I just thank God that I was in the house before this happened. But I told myself, I'm going to speak anyway, despite the problems of this afternoon. Thank you so much. So I would like you to walk with me down memory lane on how I reclaimed my voice when I had every reason to shut up. You see, growing up, I had a communication insecurity, which was the fear of judgment. I feared judgment so much. I struggled to speak up. I always avoided speaking engagements, and I just never wanted to speak. I never participated in school competitions or debates or what have you. You see, while I was bullied, I would prefer to be constantly bullied over and again, as compared to going to report to a teacher or going to the principal or just having to speak or report myself. It was that bad. And when I look at people that are speaking in public, speaking to a large audience, I look at them in awe, like, wow, like does he or she have superpowers? How is she able to do that? But you see, I was so comfortable with myself. But let me tell you something. Sometimes silence is not always peaceful. It can be louder than you think. And I was exhausted and overwhelmed with the noise of my own silence. Fast forward to 2024, I decided that I was going to speak anyway. And I said that I was going to fight my fears. You don't show up to a fight unprepared, do you?
Yeah.
I had my weapons. My first weapon was I invested in my voice. You see the tiny voice that I had? I had to refine it. I had to improve my communication skills. My second weapon was I joined the Seaside Toastmasters Club. A round of applause for Seaside for being part of amazing journey. Thank you so much. So I joined the Seaside Toastmasters Club. I was delivering consistent speeches every single time. And I started feeling comfortable with the way I speak. I became more self-aware. And that confidence started to make a lot of people uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. I enrolled for an MBA program January 2025, and the feel was different for me because I was in a room filled with intellectuals, people with very high IQ, and I started to shrink again. These people are very intelligent. If I speak, I might say something stupid. So I started to shrink again. I felt uncomfortable. I started to enjoy my silence, which is very dangerous. But I reminded myself that no matter how you are, no matter what you want to say, no matter the situation, you have to speak anyway. So I challenged myself and I registered for the LBS 7th mini keynote competition and I emerged first place. I realized something in all of this. And it will shock you to know that perfection is just a myth. It does not exist. No one is perfect. I'm not perfect. You are not perfect. Even now, for the icebreaker speakers today, even your speech evaluators are not perfect. And the greatest speaker of all time is not perfect. So why can't you speak anyway? Why? All you have to do is speak anyway in however manner or form you feel most comfortable. Speak anyway. Thank you. So I'd like to ask you this question. What's that one thing that is keeping you silent? Is it the fear of being judged? Is it the fear of blanking out? Is it stage fright? Is it social anxiety? Is it the discomfort you feel? Maybe you have a mother tongue or you have an accent like me. However it is, let me tell you that your voice was never the problem. Fear was. So you have to speak anyway. Ugonna, so I am building a platform and a community for people that have speech insecurities and would like to reclaim their voice. So if today's message touched you, I would like you to find me on my socials and I will be launching my podcast really soon and I would like you to be part of it. Let me leave you with this today. You see, your voice was never meant to be silenced. You have such a beautiful voice and our voices are like rhythms. We need to play it because it's beautiful. So speak anyway. Thank you so much. I don't know if we're good with time, but I'd like to ask if you have any questions, please. I will be more than glad to receive them. Any questions? Okay, thank you. May I know your name, please? A round of applause, please, for her.
Good afternoon.
What do you do? Thank you so much for that question. When I gave my icebreaker speech here, I had prepared. If my daughter was here, she would tell you the exact number of times I prepared. I had it stuck in my head, but I was afraid of blanking out. I was afraid of blanking out. And that, my friend, is what most of us face, or that is like one of the major fears that we face when we want to start speaking in public. I want to leave you with this. That feeling is the fear of being judged. Because you feel like all these eyes are focused on me. What if I forget my lines? That is the fear. of being judged. That's why you blank out. No one should make you feel uncomfortable. You need to be so comfortable in your skin, in the way you speak, and even if you make mistakes, let me tell you, people forget the mistakes. People forget your mistakes depending on how quick you grab yourself and continue. So you have to be resilient. Even if you make mistakes, that's in the past. You still have your speech. You still have to wow them. You want to prove a point and prove that point and prove them wrong for having that judgment about you in the first place. So what I would leave you with is, it's fine. It's totally fine. If you are comfortable, you will be calm and you would be well articulated and you will have your mind right. And trust me, you will not blank out when you are calm. So very important, be calm, be comfortable, even if you have someone that has such a big eyes on you. Are you comfortable? Because they don't have any right to, or they don't have the power to make you feel uncomfortable in your skin. And make sure you always prove them wrong by picking up yourself even when you make mistakes. Be resilient. I hope I answered your question. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, please. Your name, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Ogechi.
Good afternoon, Oge.
My question really is, as one who doesn't know so many words and isn't one who enjoys to read, how do you become like an eloquent communicator? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. Thank you. Okay, so I don't think, or I would rather, I don't think it's not the right, I wanted to say from my perspective. So this is just a tip. Instead of using, I don't think, you can always say from my perspective, it makes you sound more confident. Free tip. From my perspective, being eloquent does not necessarily mean you have to have all the words or all the big words in the world. I also struggle with vocabulary, like using big words, but I realized that it's not about how complex the words are, but really about your structure and how you are able to make sense of your message and how well you are articulated in delivering your speech. And for you that doesn't really like reading, you can try ebooks, audiobooks. Maybe as you're driving, if you are at the gym or taking a walk, that would also help because reading is food to the brain. We have to, either way, I know we have lots of distractions right now with social media and everything, but reading is very important for us because knowledge is power. And there's this famous quote that once you stop learning, you start dying. So I would recommend ebooks or audiobooks, but you don't have to know all the complex words for you to sound good. There's one of my favorites. Her name is Aisha Sasay, CNN. She's so articulate and she doesn't use big words. So I admire people that are able to structure and are able to give a concise and clear message as opposed to using very complex words. And you also have to look at your audience. Some people may not understand how to interpret these complex words. So you have to find a balance. So I hope that helps. Thank you. Okay. Okay, can I take the person in line? Okay. Igolo, hi Igolo. Good afternoon. You can unmute, please.
Good afternoon, Toastmaster Chidalu. Thank you for the speech. I just wanted to ask a question. What's the what's the word now? What's the plan for people that are going to join? Is there like a criteria, or will it be open to all? Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Are you there? We can't hear you.
Oh my God.
Okay, while she's sorting it out, can we quickly take your question, please? A round of applause, please, your name.
For your speech. My name is Mohamed Jamil. My question is that how can you be able to manage the fear while speaking with the large crowd? Because I understand that speaking in the large crowd and also with the minimum crowd, the fear is different. How can you be able to manage the fear?
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you so much. So it's quite similar to Oluwatosin, right? Mary, I'm so sorry. With Mary's question, that fear is there. There's this. Exactly. Honestly, you just answered half of the question. Speak anyway. There's this person I follow on social media. He's an expert, and he said that the fear of public speaking or speaking in front of a large audience is the same as when you are being attacked by a mountain lion. So I can relate. I can relate. So, like I said, it's just for you to know that mistakes are part of life, and showing up despite the mistakes or despite the fear has a way of strengthening a muscle in your brain to say, oh, I did this. It wasn't that bad. You would want to do it again and again. And at the end of the day, you realize that, oh my God, why was I afraid the last time? Perfection is a myth. It does not exist at all. Even the people that are looking at you in the face cannot step on the stage if they have the opportunity. So that right there is confidence. Confidence does not come before you act. It comes while you are acting or speaking. Another mentor of mine told me that once you hold the mic, all the fear disappears. And that is very true. It may not be a mic, but once you step on the stage, it is your stage. Like, you need to show them that you are more than capable. And trust me, if you try this, show up even when you are afraid. Trust me, within the first few seconds, there's this confidence that comes from nowhere. And that is a confidence that appears when you decide to act. But when you are living in fear and self-doubt, you would continue to be in that position, and you will never try what it feels like on the other side. You don't even know what it is or it feels like on the other side until you try. So you actually have to try for that fear to disappear. And the tip I would share, when the fear is there, just stay calm. Mistakes are fine. I'm not perfect. People that are here are not perfect either. And you will do just fine, trust me. Remember that practice builds mastery. You need to put yourself out there. I wasn't like this before. They know my story. They know my story. So I hope I answered your question. Thank you so much for the question.
All right.
Okay.
Yes. So for our question, I'll just read it out for you. All right. So, she's asking that I wanted to ask if there is a criteria for joining the group, or do you want to make it open to all?
Criteria for joining the group? No. Speak Anyway is for anyone that is going through any form of speech insecurities that would like to reclaim their voice. So it's a platform where everyone shares their story. It's a safe platform. And of course, I will be sharing tips as well from my personal experience and from people's experience on how we can all be better. Thank you. I hope that answered your question, TM Igolo. You can just type in the chat box. Okay, how are we doing on time?
Okay, so yes, she replied.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
She said yes. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So I think I think I can hand over now. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate your questions. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Please, I'm not, is that applause for or for somebody else? We taught these tips. The applause should be room shaking. Please let us do it again. Thank you most kindly, Toastmaster Chidalu, the cleaning boss. To speak anyway, as you mentioned again, the taste of the pudding is what? You all went to the community grammar school or night school like myself. The taste of the pudding is in the eating. So you can't read your way to Vancouver or to becoming a great public speaker. You have to be present, you have to take and on the stage. Thank you again and again, Toastmaster Chidalu. To our reader, either to small or to a large crowd, you do what? Speak. You do what? Speak anyway. Thank you very much. Please, can we applaud the speakers? It is said that by Winston Churchill, the former Prime Minister of England, confidence is like pregnancy. It will always show, whether you hide it or otherwise. And we see all our speakers, they exuded. You can all see that they had confidence was their nickname. Please, let's applaud them again and again. To our French fanatics, to Toastmaster Equal that told us to turn the page, and to our last speaker said silence is not always peaceful. He also reiterated that a closed mouth may mean a closed destiny. Perfection is a myth, and we should continue to speak anyway. Timer, before we go to the polls, how are we doing with time? So for the speakers, did they all keep to time? Yes. So please, may we go to the polls to vote for, are they all qualified to be voted for in terms of criteria and facts because of Toastmaster Chidalu? Mr. President, should we put them on the same scale in terms of voting? Okay. As mentioned by the president. So please let us vote for Toastmaster Oluwatoyosi Okay. She gave her icebreaker, the courage to continue. Then the second speaker, Toastmaster Equal SCN. Turn the page, don't repeat the story. And like I mentioned when we started the meeting, if you want to appear convincing and confident, can't you see, don't you all enjoy Toastmaster Chidalu? Why you wore glasses? Look at the secret. I know some people will use dark shades to cover their faces. Look at my DTM as well. What are we not saying? So visualize yourself that you give a very memorable speech and come in your spectacular glasses. And before you say Jack, you are done. You can even run out what you saw well and good. So are we voting? Why we do that, we'll just proceed only 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Let me extend it. Comfort break. Let's stretch our legs. Meet one person. Just meet one person. Meet one person. Your next walk is your net worth. So please, let's meet one person. We'll reconvene by 14:52. 14:52. Hey, greet you. Madam. Good afternoon. Nice to meet you. Sir? Okay. Okay, have icebreaker. want her to speak. Time is fast spent to do to
Or we can help you.
you are set, Abby. You want to speak. You are good to go. Yes, you can. Well, we are missing.
So yeah, this one. This one. Continue. So let me give another one.
Mr. President, so you want her to speak? That you want? Oh, okay.
Like just people.
Come, Melina. It's been a punishment, but since you have spoken, I'll call her. That is the Angela. And we voted and all, but if she can sit on, okay. Okay, not a problem. You said? No, I've not voted, have you?
Yes. I think it's going to be, yeah. I don't know where you think about school. Second. Okay. I mean, right? You listen to this. Okay, all right. Have you voted? No. Have you voted? No, I'm just collecting it now. Should I give another one? Because I'm collecting it now. All right. Okay, yeah, I will do that now.
I agree with you, Master Jermaine. Yes, it is. Yeah. It's too massive. Okay, please, yes. Okay. Even your president has said the other ladies should speak. She's just coming now. So we have to accommodate her.
Who's coming now?
Yes, one of the ladies that's supposed to speak icebreaker. All right. Yes. Where's the gavel? Get the gavel. Let me see to convey them.
I'm going there, so I'm TikTok.
We are having that other icebreaker. President has said I should allow her. Yes, she's here now. Please, may we sit? May we reconvene, please?
Yes.
Time is fast spent. Let us settle down, please. Thank you. It is usually the case with networking. At first, they're always shy, don't want to talk, but before you say Jack, every there's cacophony everywhere. Well done, and thank you all for networking.
Okay, no problem.
So, by superior powers, so we'll have to go back to where we started from. So I'll give us, for those that came late, the benefits to visualize what an icebreaker is all about. So in case of, for visualize is the word of the day. So for those that just came in, so if you have the opportunity to come up here, if you can, use visualize throughout your time here. It will be counted for you. So we go back to And since by information from the president, we have to accord the second speaker the opportunity, second speaker on the agenda. There are so many reasons behind the scene, but it's order from above, and the Toastmaster of the day will definitely align. I don't want to visualize what the president will do to me outside of here. So she'll be evaluated by Oluwatosin Alonyode. Since it's the same objectives, is my speaker ready? Okay, so fellow Toastmasters and guests, since it's the introductory speech, there's no need to reel out your introduction. We'll get to know you. So it's an icebreaker speech, 4 to 6 minutes. The essence is for the members to get to know this new member that will be joining the club. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please jam your hands for Toastmaster Angela, building confidence. Okay. Yes, sir.
I grew up with low self-esteem and anxiety, so I always played safe. I've never led a role, never participated in debates, never even contested in elections. I was okay voting for others. I had just one motto. Not everybody is born to be a leader. Some of us are meant to be led. And I was okay with that. And I was okay with that for a very long time. Not until something happened and I began to question myself. And I asked myself, why can't I be that girl? Why can't I achieve those things I really want to achieve? It wasn't as if I was not intelligent, I wasn't smart, or I'm incapable. The truth is, I was just scared of failing. So it was much more easier for me to hide than taking the risk. I'm going to tell you about myself today, but I, for one, I don't know much about myself. I just know I'm a girl that loves a little bit of everything. I'm easily excited. I don't have a favorite color because why pick color when you can have them all? I go with different occasions. I don't have a favorite food because there's so many delicious delicacies out there. When I was little, I loved reading romantic novels, but now I find them so cliche. I love watching movies, but I can't even force myself to do those things. Like I said, I usually get excited, but the excitement fades easily, just the same way it comes. I'll describe myself as someone that have a low attention span. I not to catch my attention for long. So I decided to face my fear, to build my confidence, to network, to meet more people, because I realized that I was just robbing myself of so many opportunities. Something happened of recent in my former place of work. It really touched me. In fact, I cried. We are about 4 ladies. At the end of the day, they were to drop one person. And I happened to be the person. Though I'm excited because I will not be here if they actually pick me. I'm actually doing what I love to do now. Like I said, not as if I wasn't intelligent, but I allowed fear to take the better part of me. I would rather tell people the answer to questions than to answer the question myself. So many times people will meet me as, Angela, I beg waiting the stop, help me now. I'm like, do am now, just do am. So I was just pushing people to the front and putting myself behind. At the end of the whole evaluation, I was asked to leave. According to what my MD said, I'm sorry, he did not meet up. Well, I knew I was more than that. So I told myself, I'm going to put myself in the spotlight. I'm going to network. I'm going to build confidence. I'm going to face my fear. It wouldn't kill me though. So that's why I'm here today, to see what Toastmaster has for me. Thank you. So this, sorry. So this is actually my first speech, but by God's grace, it will be my last. Thank you, everyone.
You go back, then I will shift you. Then I'll take it. This is how it
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Angela, for that angelic speech. Too splendiferous. Well done. I pray it will not be your last speech. Because there are so many Toastmasters that will give their icebreaker and they will disappear. Some Toastmasters, yours sincerely, it took some of us 2 years to give an icebreaker. So when did you join Toastmaster Angela? Unbelievable. And within 1 week. Well done. I've given an icebreaker. Thank you to the lady that was meant to be led. I was now coming forward to take the lead. Thank you again and again. That was my story as well until I joined Toastmasters in 2015. My life has never remained the same as our many. Activist members visualize. I take that back. The journey. So our table topic matter. Know yourself. To take your introduction. He is a finance officer in an oil and gas company and a graduate of ICANN, Institute of Chartered Accountant of Nigeria, with a strong passion for excellence and professional growth. She believes in the power of determination, guided by her favorite quote: whatever you set your mind to do, you can. And she can be table topics master, fellow masters and guests. Let us applaud her as she comes to the lesson.
Good afternoon once again, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. All right, so welcome to an interesting part of every Toastmasters lesson called Table Topic section. I know our guests, we've seen, we have like 4 speakers today now. Look at you, talking, speaking. When will I be like this? When can I also come outside and come and speak? So I won't make mistake. So this chance is mostly for our guests. It's an impromptu speech. You don't know the question, you don't know what you'll be asked. Just come outside. It builds confidence. Our meeting theme for today is the next chapter. Every chapter of our lives tells a story. Some chapters are filled with excitement, others with challenges, unexpected twists, lessons, and also new beginnings. The beautiful thing is, no matter what we are today, no matter what you are today, another chapter is waiting for you tomorrow. This section, like Toastmaster of the afternoon, or just take like 2%, All right, thank you. Now, it's for 2 minutes. At 1 minute, you see a green card. 1 minute, 30 seconds, you see a yellow card. I'm getting ready to round up. At 2 minutes, you see a red card. But if you see the red card, don't panic. You still have another 30 seconds to wrap all your service. So even if you see the red card, don't be scared, don't be afraid. Just calm down. Don't relax. They won't come and chase you. So you won't be chased away. Take your time. So now here with me, I have my magic book. As we open each page, you start something new. I would like to call anyone else to volunteer. Okay. All right. Nah, I have 3 people. All right. So let's take it. So please can you come forward? Thank you so much. Please let's start for her. Come forward. So I have ballot here. You're picking anything you pick represents what will show in my magic. Okay. Yeah. 5. Okay. Speak number 5. Let's see. Let's see. All right. So the question here is, what unexpected event completely changed the direction of your life story? What unexpected event, that thing that happened that completely changed the direction of your life story? Let's start for, let's start for, let's start for. That's no better. The life story. Not only that, it came up with but the fantastic idea. I was really excited for her because you must have been struggling with fear of people. But you got to hear about the life that Toastmasters International has to offer to build your confidence. So if I have to talk about an event that changed my life story, that I never stopped talking about Toastmasters International. In fact, I always tell myself that I am a self-acclaimed ambassador of Toastmasters International. Thank you very much. Can we give a round of applause? Thank you so much. Let's clap roll now. Thank you. All right, and the volunteer, please come forward. You have to pick. All right, one number. Question number 9. Let's go to our magic book. All right. If fear were removed from your life, what would your next chapter look like? Adriana, if fear was removed, how do you visualize the next chapter?
Okay, so
There's always first time to everything, and I think that this is my first time giving this a try. So, if fear were to be removed in everything, my next phase would be taking that leap, taking that step, doing that next thing. In as much as I might not know what it looks like, might not have the big picture, the clear picture of what it looks like, but for example, taking the leap of faith by volunteering to do this, I believe is part of the next step. So I would say that if you were to be removed, to always be the next thing will always be curiosity. Do the next thing. The worst thing that can happen is the worst thing that can happen. And the worst thing will not kill you. Thank you.
Thank you. Another round of applause, please. Unfortunately, I don't have time. I'll just be able to take those two. Living now, we've all heard stories, we've all heard different speeches, we've heard a lot, even from those that volunteer. And I want us to all know that starting a new chapter begins with your decision to want to start a new one. If you don't decide, you won't be able to start a new chapter. You'll be stuck that present place where you are. You won't be able to move forward. We heard the icebreaker speech. We've heard those that came to volunteer. So I'll urge every one of us to take that step, relax. Nothing will happen. That next chapter is awaiting. Thank you so much, and over to you, the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Table Topics Master, for that peace session. Well done again and again. So, timer, the two speakers keep to time. Mr. Timer? Okay. So, Sergeant has asked Table Topics Master. Please, can you help so we can cast our vote for Father Mary? What is your name? Sorry. Okay, and what he said. So vote for Elizabeth and for Prosper. So quickly. So this is Toastmasters International. So we have this side because we are by the sea. Oh, Mr. President, are you going to bring back Seaside by the sea? We used to have that event every December. I remember some time ago. I'm throwing ideas as you begin your next chapter. As you started your next chapter. So let us vote for, are you a Toastmaster intending? Toastmaster ambassador. Okay, why not? When she's an ambassador of the brand. So this is Toastmasters International. So we have so many clubs. So we advise you go visiting, you explore so many clubs we have and see where you can find your voice. So we help people to find their voice. And where else, if not when you have the spotlight on? And that is usually at the lecture at every Toastmasters meeting. To find your voice in the tested and trusted brand called Toastmasters. Toastmaster Joy is there, Toastmaster every day. So I don't want to visualize how I was before, but if I visualize then and now, I'll say what I've actualized now is way past what I have ever imagined. To join Toastmasters, your tested and trusted brand for communication and branding. So because time is fast spent, I'll take us into the second segment of the meeting, which is the evaluation segment. It was Edgar Guest, an American poet, that mentioned that evaluation is feedback for growth and development. So we need feedback. So we've had different stages of this meeting, different segments. So it's time for us to receive feedback. And to help us do this is a marketing professional, a data scientist, as well as a former president of this great club. Please let's give the former president applause. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, for the great and exceptional work you have done today. Please, can we celebrate the Toastmaster of the day? Has it been a great meeting today? Thank you so much. It has indeed been a great meeting. And this segment, we're going to be giving feedback on how well we have fared. Toastmasters has a standard, and our responsibility is to ensure that we meet the Toastmasters experience. And when the meeting started, for the benefit of those who just joined us, we had initially introduced the structure on how we intend to deliver the evaluation. And this segment, we are going to dive right into the evaluation segment. And we'll begin with the prepared speech evaluation. The prepared speech evaluation, if you have your meeting agenda, you will see the names of the people who delivered their prepared speeches and also those who are going to be evaluating them. They had initially been introduced, so I'm not going to be reading out their profile again. So I'm going to begin with our very first speaker. Our first speaker was Toastmaster Oluwatoyosi Okay, and her evaluator is Toastmaster Mary Alademehi. At this point, we would like to please join me, fellow Toastmasters and guests virtually and those physically, to welcome Toastmaster Mary to evaluate.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. So I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Oluwatoyosi Oke's speech. Please let's give her a round of applause. Okay. First of all, I want to say congratulations for delivering a high speech. And I was asking myself, is that really an icebreaker speech? Because it was good. I like the fact that you started with a question. Have you ever been so terrified by a lecturer that you sprinted down the staircase? That built my curiosity. I wanted to know what the story was. So that was good. Then you went ahead to tell us about your speech. For one, I like your body language. So your body language was good. There was a time when you talked about opening the lecturer's office door, you showed us that there was a push, right? So that was very good. And then we talked about opening the knob, there was this, so that was also very good. That was really, really nice. What do I think that you should have done? You can do better. You should work on. I felt like you're pacing around. I felt like you want to pace. You talk to this person, you look at this person's face, you give a point, you move to the next person, you give a point, you don't go to get running. So that's what I feel you should work on. I learned some French. Mon ami, ça va, meaning my friend, how are you? Thank you for that. Then I like your story of resilience. You lost a class drive and you were able to complete your project. That was very good. Lovely, love the speech. I love your ending. You said your story isn't the end of your struggles. Victory for everyone is not giving up. Most importantly, this is an icebreaker speech, and you're supposed to tell us about yourself. I know more about you than when you came in. So definitely yes, if you feel your task. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please, can we keep celebrating her as she goes back to her seat? Because of the want of time,
we'll quickly jump to the next evaluator for the prepared speech segment. And the next evaluator is going to be evaluating Toastmaster Angela. And the evaluator is no other person than Toastmaster Oluwa Tosin Alayande. Please, with a virtual round of applause.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Good afternoon once again, beautiful audience. I'd like to say congratulations to Toastmaster Angela for delivering her icebreaker. Please, can you give her a round of applause? Well done, CM Angela. I would have said that I was expecting to see your tummy protrude because Toastmaster Chidalu told us earlier that confidence cannot be hidden. You did so well. You were so confident. You came up and you were not shaky. You were and I would have loved to ask. I asked myself actually, is this actually her icebreaker speech? Because you spoke like a pro. And I will also say that you use your hand gestures to support when you were talking, your hands were supporting what you were saying. You did so well. And then your smile, you were yourself. You were not under any pressure. It didn't look as if you were delivering a speech. It looked as if you were communicating, connecting with your audience. Well done, Toastmaster Angela. What would you have done better? At a point, you folded your hands at your back. If that action was to emphasize a point in your speech, it would have been fantastic. But when you're speaking and doesn't have to do with trying to explain anything, putting your hands at your back could come up as not or as fidgety or something. And also, I think that you could have left your lectern on your stage at one point or the other, not to distract your audience, but to just own your stage and not confine yourself to one place. But overall, like I said, you did well. We are super proud of you. Seaside is super proud of you, and you met the objective of your speech. Please keep speaking, and smashing your speaking goals. Thank you.
Thank you. The next evaluator is going to be evaluating Toastmaster Equal Essence. And with the privilege, this is the time to usher in the president to give us his first presidential evaluation. Please, with a virtual welcome.
Good afternoon once again, Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Equal gave an interesting speech, and if you've not met her before, the first thing you will observe is that she will smile. And one of the things you always look out for in every speaker is the speaker who will not terrify you. So it's that connection with her audience. That smile has a way of bringing people into what you say. So because people will listen to you more if they feel they like you. And Toastmaster Equal did very well on that. I also love the fact that she was confident. So a lot of people want to hide behind the lecture and they will not want to expose themselves. But she was there and trying to express herself clearly. I love the fact that she told us a story too. Stories have a way of connecting because we might forget a lot of things, but we will always remember the stories people tell. And she did very well in her speaking. But other things I would have thought her to improve on, yes, definitely. Toastmaster Igbo is giving her first speech as Toastmaster. And I feel she has So I thought this master could have done better on that. And then her vocal variety. She had done vocal variety projects, and I noticed she was just speaking as the same voice photo. There were times when she said she was extremely terrified. Someone who is extremely terrified will not say it in a calm, soft way like she did. She was extremely terrified. So you could put emphasis on your voice when you want to make certain emphasis while speaking. So she spoke at the same tone, soft, and of course she told us at the end of her speech that she's a soft care founder. So she's listening to her business. So Toastmaster, people will be giving this speech again or a different speech, and importantly, I expect that she would not have her notes when she's giving it the second time, and we would get more energy from her. But all in all, I love that she has this stage presence, which is one of the things that help us as speakers, and it was a very beautiful story because she gave us points to choose and to move with courage and to turn the page. These are things that are very valuable to us, and we learned a lot from her speech. Thank you very much, and it's back to you.
Thank you for that presidential evaluation. Our next evaluator is going to be evaluating the speaker, and then he will segue into the table topics evaluation segment. So he's going to be playing two roles with just one invite. So he will first begin with evaluating Toastmaster Chidalo Okabekwa, and then he proceeds to evaluate the table topics segment. So please, fellow Toastmasters, with a virtual round of applause and a physical round of applause, join me as we welcome Toastmaster John Onome to evaluate Toastmaster. Good afternoon once again, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Chidalu, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should move Prosper or move you so I can see your face directly. But one of you needs to move and not the same direction. Speak anyway. Did you enjoy Toastmaster Chidalu's speech? Please, can you put your hands together for Toastmaster Chidalu? I love that you started with a story of an 8-year-old girl. My daughter is 7, turning 8 next month. So I was listening. I was spellbound. What are you going to say about this child? We connect to the stories, myself especially. And emotionally, because of the shy child, we want to protect her. So the emotion carries on to remember the story for a while. Your transition from telling the story to speaking to us was so warm. I don't know if anyone else felt that. I felt like, she relaxed and now started speaking to us. It drew us in. Well done. I love your body language. It was so vivid when you said, I looked at them in awe. I could imagine that. Those people that seemed so high up there and you who felt you could not speak. Beautiful picture that you painted with your body speaking. Now, I want to present you some opportunities for growth. First, and this is something I've noticed previously, please work on this. You started here and you spoke, but your voice was low. When you're speaking, I want you to project and try looking at those at the back. Maybe make a statement that will force them to respond and see if they respond or if they are confused. As I said, this is the second time I've listened to your speech concurrently, and you didn't really project. Please work on that. And when you started, this is how you started. The first thing you do when you're starting a speech, and it was not light. You're holding your hands and you're drawing our attention with that vivid. Please have an intentional first gesture when you're speaking. The goal of your speech, speak, give us information, handle the question segment. The way you presented your speech did not steer us in a particular direction. You didn't give us statistics or put enough in your speech to let us know this is what you want to tackle with Speak Anyway. And probably that's why your speech was only 8 minutes. You had 15 to 20. The question segment was longer.
So please work on that. For your answers, please keep them short so that we'll pull in people to speak anyway. Keep them a bit so they are interested and they come and ask more questions. And please have a clear conclusion for the question part. I love the twist in your speech where you said, now that you are comfortable, people are uncomfortable. You used humor when you said, those that deliver their icebreakers, don't worry. Your evaluators are not perfect. People stay laughing. Humor connects you with the audience. And finally, your speech was replete with notable quotes. I cannot wait to see what happens with Speak Anyway. Please put your hands together for her. Now, I segue into table topics. Please can we put our hands together for our first volunteer, Toastmaster Elizabeth. What was her topic? What unexpected event completely changed the direction of your life story? Toastmaster Elizabeth came up here and smiled. She has such a beautiful smile. She paused and thought about the question and dove into a story. Well done, Toastmaster Elizabeth. My opportunity for you to grow is, even when the question was being asked, you were playing with your fingers. I'm not sure you were holding anything. Were you aware of that? Was there something you're holding? No, you're not. And as you're holding paper, please, next time, throw the paper away. And you kept playing with it as you spoke. It made it seem as though you were not confident. And we know you're confident. So next time, tell the paper to not distract you and use your hands to gesture. Finally, I love that you used today's experience from Eagles Toastmasters to what is happening here. When people experience the same thing you're experiencing, they connect with you. That's a masterclass in connecting with your audience. Please, can you put your hands together for Toastmaster Elizabeth? Our second volunteer who is a guest. Are you a first-time guest, Prosper? Please, can you put your hands together for Prosper? He volunteered and he played the table topics for the first time coming here. First time he has ever been in this room. I applaud you for that. Your topic, if fear was removed from your life, what would be the next chapter of life? I love that you came up and you repeated the question. What that does is it gives you time to think. People, take your time to think. Because when you're here, 2 seconds feels like an eternity. But like 5 seconds is not okay. Repeat the question and think. What would I have loved that you did better? This opportunity for growth. You probably were not aware. You came here and did this. Prosper, do you know you did that? Are you aware you did that? Even if we thought you were confident, everyone is thinking, wow, we're so nervous. No, breathe silently. I'm breathing, but you can't hear anything. I could hear you breathing. Next time, please. Don't do that. Also, your hand gesture, you kept holding your hands together and rubbing them. Let them be free so your hands can be used for emphasis. And it makes you seem more confident. And finally, you answered your questions succinctly. Curiosity would be the next thing for you. It cannot kill you. You're going to do that thing. Well done, our guest, Prosper. Now, our hand control back to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Ebube. Please, can we keep celebrating Toastmaster Gerald? Feedback, as I say, is the breakfast for champions. And that is exactly what we have just witnessed with the evaluation of the prepared speech segment. And now we are going to segue into role players' reports to ensure we meet or to check if we have met the Toastmasters experience. We have people that have been taking notes, bits and pieces. This is now the time for them to come forward and deliver their report. And we're going to begin with the timer for today's meeting. And our timer for today's meeting is Toastmaster Emmanuel Oluborode. Please, with a round of applause, let's welcome Toastmaster Emmanuel.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. That's it. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Thank you very much. Now, I'm here to give report of how well we spent our time. So I'm here to judge us and not judge us, right? I judge, I listen, but and I will judge. So for our speech segment, for our prepared speech session, we had Toastmaster Oluwatosin, who gave a icebreaker. A round of applause for her, please. Oluwatoyosi, rather. She used exact 6 minutes for her prepared speech. Also, Toastmaster Angela, she made use of 38 seconds, 38 min, 3 minutes, 38 seconds. I think that was beautiful. Toastmaster Equal used 6 minutes, 28 seconds for a 5 to 7 minutes speech. I think that was amazing as well. Toastmaster Chidalu, she had 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes for her speech. And because it was broken into two segments, one for speaking, another for asking questions. For the speaking segment, she made use of 8 minutes, 40 seconds. That was fantastic. And for asking of questions, she made use of 11 minutes, 7 seconds. I think that was beautiful as well. Altogether, she had 19 minutes. So she made use of her time. Her time was well spent. Also, to the table topic segment, we had Toastmaster Elizabeth. She made use of 1 minute, 52 seconds. That was beautiful. And our guest Prosper, he made use of 1 minute, 9 seconds. That was beautiful as well. And for the evaluation segment, Toastmaster Mary made use of 2 minutes, 33 seconds. That was beautiful as well. Toastmaster Oluwatosin, she made use of 2 minutes, 2 seconds. That's beautiful. That was beautiful as well. Toastmaster Oguna made use of 3 minutes, 10 seconds. It's a bit dicey. Either way, we allow because they are president. Toastmaster John made use of 3 minutes, 8 seconds for the evaluation segment. And also, because he evaluated the table topics, he made use of 42 minutes, 41 seconds. Overall, this has been my time collation. Now I hand over to the general.
I'll quickly call on our second role player, the accountant, Toastmaster Benita Oshemi. Please, with a round of applause, let's welcome Toastmaster.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. I'm back. Like I said, I'm going to give my report and feedback. We did very well. I struggled so much to pick the pause fillers from the speakers, but I was able to cut only one person, probably because I was reading and going back and forth. It makes it to capture most of his words. So Toastmaster FCN Equal used pause fillers 5 times and is the winner for today. And what should you tell her? Do that again. Thank you so much. That's my feedback. I hope you like it.
Our next role player is going to be speaking to us from the virtual platform and is going to be giving us the evaluation as the grammarian. So please, with a round of applause, join me as we welcome our grammarian, Toastmaster Austin Use, for the grammarian report.
Good afternoon once again, Toastmasters and guests. All right, without wasting time, I'd like to say we all did well. In Igbo land, there is a popular adage
The better
that was...
lesson is yours, Toastmaster Austin.
Can you not hear me? Can you not hear me? Can you not hear me? Confirm if you can hear me. I'll be talking.
Okay. We can't hear you, Toastmaster Austin.
I'm wondering why you can't hear me. Can you please check? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mara, should I sing?
We can hear you online, but I think it's a problem with the room.
Toastmasters saying, sorry, we don't mean to cut you short. We still can't hear you. We're trying to see how to rectify the technical glitch. If you can exercise some patience, then we can come back to you shortly. Yeah. Okay, yes, please exercise some patience. We're almost there to rectify the technical glitch.
Okay.
You know, sometimes the next chapter sometimes comes with technical glitches. And we also have to persevere.
I believe you can hear now. Yes. People online can hear. The problem is from the room. I'm replying to you, Lizzie. Yes, I can see your comment, and it's from the room where they are. Even the other time TM Eagle was speaking, I could hear her, but they couldn't hear her from the room.
Okay, can you try again?
All right, can you hear me now? I believe you can now. Can you hear me?
Okay,
Should
can we
I
try again?
sing?
Ramaya.
Should I sing? Can you hear me?
All right. Thank you. So we still can't hear you. If you could type out your evaluation, we are sincerely sorry about this, but we are going to fix it. You can type out the evaluation, give us some pointers, then we'll read it out in the course of the evaluation. Thank you so much, the grammarian, for the service, the patience that you have demonstrated. And now I'll quickly move on to the general evaluation segment. Today has been a mix of events, a mix of activities. We've heard from student speakers and they have demonstrated strength when they have come up to speak. And one thing I noticed is that the mentors were able to walk them through. They prepared very well and they came here to demonstrate a good amount of knowledge of the topic which they are speaking about. But pre the meeting starting, I noticed that a couple of things, if looked into, could also help enhance the quality of the meeting. And some things which I had put together to talk about is the pre-meeting preparation, which had to do with the meeting materials being circulated late. The meeting agenda was circulated late. Yes, we understand that we all have very busy schedules on different ends, but sometimes this meeting agenda could help the Toastmaster of the day, could also help people who are going to present their speeches to know what the theme of the meeting is, or to have details of the meeting to then prepare their presentation. So if we can, it would be nice if we're able to at least circulate the meeting agenda on Friday or a week before, or on the worst case scenario, Thursday, Friday, before the meeting itself. And also, we started very late today. We understand that, yes, this is a new leadership, and but it would be nice if we get to challenge ourselves that subsequent meetings we can get to start a lot earlier, because if you can see, we had promised in the communications which we had shared that we are going to end the meeting by 3:30. And now I believe today we're going to end the meeting by 4 p.m. We had a very low participants when we started. We had about 15 persons physically present, 6 persons virtually present. But in the course of the meeting, we have a full room, a good number of participants that have joined us. And also in the virtual space, we also have a significant amount of people who have joined us. I love the fact that the president started by apologizing for starting late. It shows that he's taking accountability for getting to start the meeting beyond the time that was communicated. Well done to the president for that gesture that has been established. I also love the fact that the Toastmaster of the day was so curious. He was on his feet to ensure that the meeting do not further stretch. So most of the things he was trying to see how to compress them so that we are able to keep to time. Our speakers today drummed a lot of call to actions. Like Toastmaster Oluwatoye, she said that perfection is what helps us to not repeat old patterns. We also have significant number of action points, number of quotes, number of charge that were dropped. Like Toastmaster Chidalo, she said, do it afraid. And also a significant number of persons who came off stage to speak. Our timers, our accountant, our grammarian, they have a good understanding of what their core responsibilities were. They came off stage, they were clear when they communicated to us. They also came off stage and they gave us clear reports. Although for the technical glitch on the grammarian, which I believe he was also going to communicate his grammarian report in the later part of the day. The one thing I love about what the grammarian did was to choose a word of the day that is clear, easy to pronounce, which is visualized. It's the word of the day that can stretch people to even want to attempt to infuse it on the speech we don't want to do. So I like to say well done for that simplicity, going so well to your audience to try to see how to bring something that they can attempt. And I like to say well done for that. Every wonderful meeting does not always begin at the meeting room. It begins from the preparation, begins from the planning, from all the bits and pieces that were put together, looking for role players and all. So we'd like to thank the Vice President Education for going far and wide to bring all the timber and calibers to ensure that today's meeting we're able to meet and surpass the Toastmasters experience. Today has been quite a fulfilling meeting for us. And one thing I love the most, which I believe is a new introduction from the president in this new chapter, there was something, if you notice, there is something here that we can all see. This is, you should be up to 100,000 or 50,000 per box. This is called Magnificent. So I was at the back there, I was seeing something that was spraying on me. So I was like, what is this? Then I asked question, I inquired, because they say if you don't know something, inquire. I asked, and they said that this is Magnificent, saying that was introduced by the president and courtesy of our past president, Toastmaster Marichi. Thank you so much for this innovation that has been introduced to Seaside. I hope it's sustained. Thank you so much. Also, I noticed that our branded elements are all scattered everywhere. So you can see the Toastmasters banner. You can also see the Toastmasters banner outside. The room is well lit, conducive, and it even helped our guests to want to attempt to speak. I like to say well done to the president for such coordination. One thing that is a usual tradition in Toastmasters is love notes. Love notes are memories that people go home with. And in the course of the meeting, we noticed that we deprived people from going home with feedback. And I noticed that pieces of paper were shared for us to put in love notes. Usually, I would like to encourage Mr. President that we should introduce back or make it a duty to get the love notes so that when our icebreakers, people come on stage to speak, they can go home with their love notes and they can compile them in the future. They're able to take notes of some of the feedbacks they have received. All in all, it's been a beautiful experience. I love the privilege to work with multiple hats. As they say, Toastmasters wears many hats. We're privileged to work with different minds, sound minds, and as they say, teamwork makes the dream work. I'd like to say thank you to Mr.
Few things before we go. Thank you all for your patience so far. And did we enjoy ourselves? Thank you very much. I would like to say thank you, obviously, to our general evaluator for all the feedback. And Seaside is a club built on leaders who who serve and they move on and they continue to contribute. So today we have four of our former presidents. Presidents, former presidents, Toastmaster John, former former president, Toastmaster Ibube, former president, Toastmaster Amarachi, and former president, our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Francis. So these are the people that build our clubs. Obviously, 12, 13 of them, 15, no, beside this 13, 13 of them has come and gone, and we'll see them as they go. So I am here to share in that. So thank you all for coming. If you're a guest, please wave your hands. Thank you. Let's put our hands together for them, please. Thank you very much. Of them made the sacrifice to be here. Please, after the meeting, I'm sure some of you will have questions. We will not want to take them now, so we can wrap up in time. Our Vice President, Public Relations, Toastmaster Maya, will just have one word for you. And maybe if you have any questions, you can ask her and she can tell you how you can be a part of us. Please, let's wait back for like 3 minutes before we go. And I would want to say a big thank you to our former president, Toastmaster Amarachi. You see this air freshener you see in the room? It's not my work, but she did it out of her own free will. So let's put our hands together. It's called magnificence. You know, when you say magnificent, but it's sense. Magnificence is one of the luxury scenting brands in Lagos, and she is the founder of that company. Yeah. So she has sponsored that for us today. Like our general evaluator said, he wants it to continue. So if you want it to continue, meet her, she will and sponsor the next meeting. Thank you very much. And if you think of any time you want to send up your place, Toastmaster Marachi is the best person to contact. Thank you, Toastmaster Amy. And we'll just want to make a few announcements. Obviously, the new chapter for the dispensation have started in July, but officially we like to do a ceremony to celebrate that. We call it the Change of Guard ceremony. Our former president, Toastmaster Kudus, has examination and won't be here today. So our Change of Guard ceremony will be our first meeting in August, physically. So that day is Saturday, the 1st of August. Please make it a date here with us in Echo Hotel. Thank you all for joining. And if you have not followed us yet on social media, I tell you, our Vice President Public Relations, we have so much in store, and the meeting doesn't end here. Join us online at Seaside Toastmasters, Nigeria. If you have any comments from today's meeting, tag us along, make a post, and we will be there to engage with you. On all platforms, on X, LinkedIn, and Instagram especially, please, let's connect with us. And that's all. Before we go, Toastmasters, we like to celebrate our own because growth doesn't come only when people have arrived, because there is no arrival. So at every stage, we tend to celebrate. Today, we have two special speeches, and they are special because they are the very first speech members who join our club deliver. And we hold that speech dearly to our hearts because these new members have taken the courage to start their journey in developing themselves. So I have a little ribbon here to recognize them. The first person is Toastmaster Oluwatoyosi Oke. Toastmaster, please let's put our hands together for them. Thank you very much. And quickly, the next icebreaker, it's Toastmaster Angela Rapoteri. Toastmaster Angela. Thank you very much. And finally, we voted for whom we consider the best speaker amongst the two initial speeches we had, Toastmaster Oluwatoyosi Oke and Toastmaster Ikwo. And based on your votes, The beavers was working, so there was no problem. The best speaker for today's meeting is Toastmaster Oluwatoyosi. Thank you very much. At Toastmasters is what we do. Usually we vote for the best table topics and evaluator. SAA did not get that due to time because we were running at the tail end of the meeting. Thank you all for coming, and don't forget to hit us up on all social media platforms. And officially, this meeting is over. Please, we have cakes at the back. Let's take pictures before we go. Grab a cake, and our guest, please spend 2 minutes with Toastmaster Mary, and she will let you know all you want to know. Thank you very much. So, as vested on me as president, I hereby bring this meeting to a close. What was the next? That's right. Please, let's take pictures. Let's come to the front. And Benita, good to see you. Thank you. Let's take pictures, please. Finally. That's the Republic. Okay. Hiya, and there is your phone. Mm. You just put it there, then you can bring it to the then digitally doesn't press your power button. You understand?
Okay.
No, 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 I'm good.
Thank you so much, Master Jami. Let's talk about that. I was looking at it now. Jami was a very, very good friend. I was looking at it. Is this his twin? Okay. That, 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 subscribe. Let me get my phone. Just Pastor John, I know you saw the email on this. Angela. Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Send it on WhatsApp, right? Haven't been at work. Honestly, I saw you out like I didn't want to go ahead and say this was a job. I was like, I don't want that to be shocked. It's good. You will be speaking next month. Who was your mentor then? Was it John? Yeah, he joined us last time online because of the nature of his work. So he's massively still support us. No, no, I told her earlier that you would be her mentor. So what happened is because her membership wanted it to count in this stuff, so it went through after July 1st. So that's you understand. So officially the email went out yesterday. Before yesterday. But yeah, that's Jamil, good to see you. I'm so happy. Welcome. That's what we've been. It's showing. Uh, that's ambition. Right, with the two. Yeah. So you are still in the WhatsApp group now. So I was thinking if I should just add you. That you still need. Yeah, just to relax myself. What else? Okay, chat. Then I'll send you the. Yeah. Wow. Yes. So you want to, yeah, take it. Okay, okay, let me send you the account number. Okay. So the former Toastmaster, he told me back then. 3 p.m. is Austin, the Cameroon. But he was able to do that work. Current family, and he had it. So yeah, maybe I'll send it to you now. You don't need to. Yes, Angela, I'm sure she will be like, okay, spotlight her, icebreaker, and do the too. And Maya, you have microphone, right? So you have to plug your phone with someone else. I think it's good that hmm? No, he didn't come today now. So. I was not. No, she didn't go. All right, I'm sending it now. When you do it, just all right. Back over. Go. My president wants to pay. So I want to send that account details now. So she hasn't been active. So she wants to come back. So later. We start it. But I will still reach out to Hmm? Are you in a hurry? No, no, no. I have to go to school later. My next challenge is I did, I did transporting. I had to come go to my next place first before coming. That's why I came a bit late. You know, and it's on Kudus route where we usually come. You know, Kudus, it's on its route where it's coming, but it's no longer going to come. I want to say there's a new member that said her address is on this street. Yeah, but then it's too very traffic. So, Chair Francis, I failed in my mandate. You did not speak. So, hopefully, Tosin will not fail. promised them, but we usually don't. Maybe she helped with something and she promised them. When it's remaining, it's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. It's just